Hey everybody, before we dive into today's show, I have a fun pop-up offer to share with you from Equilife. This is on our calming magnesium, the number one product to relax your nervous system, help you unwind at night, good for your digestion and bowels to keep you regular, as well as get that deep sleep you need overnight. Very simple to use. It is strawberry splash, a delicious flavor. You simply take 1 scoop mixed in warm water or as a tea a half hour or so before bed. It is absolutely delicious, and it essentially has no calories, and it is a delicious drink you can use, like I said, right before bed. That's going to be good for your regularity in your bowels in the morning, as well as enable you to recover and rejuvenate overnight. If you've never tried the product, I highly recommend it, and we're offering 15% off this week while supplies last. Head on over to stevencabral.com/shop for all the details.
Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here today on episode 2466 of the Cabral Concept. This is our second Cabral HouseCall of the weekend, answering all of our community's questions, just like we do every Saturday and Sunday. If you would like to follow along and see today's half dozen questions, head on over to stevencabral.com/2466. We'll be answering all things wellness, weight loss, weight gain, anti-aging, maybe even some health coaching, career-based questions. We shall see what comes in. As you know, I don't prepare for the show at all. What I do is, which I'm doing right now, opening up the amazing document of questions that my team puts together and updates each and every week. We're typically about 12 weeks behind in answering your questions. That's about how long it's taking to kind of get through the queue. So, of course, ask those questions at cabralsupportgroup.com for near same day answers. All right, let's dive into the show. Can't wait to see the questions from today. The first one is from Liz. Liz says, good morning. I have a son who is one of the shortest in his class. He's 8 years old. He always has been small for his age, as well as a bit slow to hit a growth spurt. He takes a daily gummy vitamin and is active in jujitsu. He appears healthy to be able to be at a good weight for his size, but I'd like to know if there's any supplement that would help him maximize his growth. I'm sure some is due to genetics, but I'd like to focus on any nutritional needs I can if there is anything that comes to mind. Genetically, his paternal grandpa was under 5 feet tall. I was small like him as a child and then grew in junior high to be tall for a woman, and I have a tall dad. In addition, this son had 5 rounds of antibiotics in 1 year due to multiple ear infections, which may also affect growth. However, even the ear infections, he was progressing slowly in height, but not weight. Thank you for your time, and I'm off to leave a 5-star review. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate that. Anybody who leaves a 5-star review is very high on my list. So thank you so much. I actually not review because I can't review them, but I read all of your reviews and I very much appreciate them. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so let's dive into it. So first and foremost, definitely just make sure there are no gut issues so that whatever the good food is that you're feeding your son and supplements, that he's actually absorbing them and using them. So that's very, very imperative. You can either run the bacteria and parasite stool test for kind of a full look, or just the urine-based test, which is the Candida metabolic and vitamins test. All right, so that's first. Second is that gummy vitamins have almost no nutrients in them. And so that's one of the hard parts. Like gummies, they're tasty, don't get me wrong. They're a nice treat, but I would never use them for nutritional supplements. There's a few you can get away with. Like there's a pretty good one with elderberry and zinc and vitamin C for kids by Samacol. There's another good one that's a vitamin C gummy for kids, although I use the liquid with my girls. for vitamin C gummy. That's a pretty good one. I think that's by Nordic Naturals. And you can certainly do a vitamin D as well. But I also don't want my kids eating that many gummies because of all the thickeners that go into them. Not all of them are healthy. And so that's that. I'd rather just do a vitamin D drop versus a gummy for my girls. Et cetera, et cetera. And then my daughters use a half a scoop of the daily nutritional support. And if they're not doing a smoothie that day or they didn't drink their smoothie, then I give them 1 capsule of the daily activated multivitamin at dinner. So that's what I do. And hopefully that is helpful. They're 8 and 10 years old, so I'm giving you exactly what I do. And that's that. Okay. Now, just make sure your child, again, is that they're also eating enough food. So again, like my daughters will get some daily fruit vegetable blend. They'll get some daily omega-3s. They'll get some, what else? Daily probiotic. What else might I give them? I might give them a little magnesium powder. They're calming magnesium if they need it, at night. It's not necessarily every night, but really what I'm trying to do is get them to eat more food. And so with kids, they like to snack, but they don't necessarily like to eat a lot of food. So I always tell them it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. And then you can do a snack in between. And the snack is typically fruit, a whole food bar, other items like that. So, that's that. And I tell them, again, like we're going to eat a healthy dinner. And then if you want more food after dinner, you can always have more. Now, the last part is just the genetic part. Yeah, it could be slow to grow. I have one of my daughters, she's just on the smaller side. Nothing wrong with that at all. And she may grow, much, much taller in high school, junior high. So again, like I'm not forcing anything. And it is what it is. And so we just to see, is it genetic or is there lower growth hormone? And of course, you can test growth hormone as well with a simple at-home lab. So there's a lot of factors, just might be genetic, but make sure again, for me, I want a healthy child. And I know, Liz, that you want the same. So just make sure they're in great health, lots of love, good food, have fun. All right, Katie's up next. I just got my recent blood work back and my HDL was 109. My LDL triglycerides were all in range. I thought I heard you say once that high HDL is not good either. My LDL was 98, my triglycerides were 118. With the high HDL, my total cholesterol came in at a high value of 227. Should I try to lower my HDL? All right, it's a great question. Now, typically I do say yes, if your HDL is above 100, there could be an issue. And that is because HDL is think of it as like an antioxidant-based form of cholesterol, meaning like HDL, think of it as an antioxidant, and think of LDL as a free radical or oxidative type of cholesterol. And you don't necessarily need to think of it that way, but the more oxidative stress in their body, sometimes the more LDL you produce. And so then you need something to balance that, and that's HDL. Now, in your case, your HDL is higher than your LDL. That sometimes signals there's an inflammatory process in the body. Sometimes we see it with autoimmune-based issues. Now, again, I'm not giving you a diagnosis. I'm not here to provide you with any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, or medical diagnosis. So you would have to go deeper into the issue. Now, your triglycerides are above a 75, which certainly means there is some type of issue going on because 118 is not optimal for triglycerides. So we need to you can look at my previous podcast on triglycerides, for higher fructose in the diet, oxidative stress, liver imbalances, alcohol intake, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I would look at, the source of the oxidative stress or free radicals, inflammation, as to why the HDL might be being produced on a higher level. So the goal isn't actually to lower your HDL. It's to look at the underlying cause as to why it might be high, and then it will lower itself naturally. You still want it above a 59. You just don't want it necessarily above 100 because it just means that there might be some particular issue going on in the body. Now, if there's nothing, then good. You're just a healthy human being, and we like that as well. So hopefully that's helpful, Katie. Sarah's up next. Hello, I'm reaching out for a veteran. I'm curious about heavy metal detox in someone who has shrapnel still inside their body. Is it a bad idea to do a heavy metal detox while shrapnel is still present? Is it better to just support liver detox pathways? What is the best way to go with dealing with ongoing immune responses from these metals like redness, irritation, food sensitivity, brain fog, etc.? Will these metals eventually cause infertility? This will be a lifelong issue, so I'm trying to figure out the best way to mitigate or lessen any more damage. All right, so I love the questions. These are really, really great questions, and I'm always happy to help, especially veterans. So I work with a lot of firefighters. I work with a lot of police, so I get it, and a lot of veterans as well. So, okay, again, can't provide you with any medical advice, but my goal would be if you can actually see where the shrapnel is inside of the body, remove it. And this is not like surgery. Like this is, I mean, I know it's surgery, but it's not major surgery for the most part to be able to, because again, the computer analysis is so amazing now, to be able to go in and pull all these pieces of metal out. Okay, so like, I'm just telling you, again, if it was me, that's what I would do. If I was able to get the metal out, I would for sure get the metal out of my body. That's what I would do. Now, second, a liver detox, doing a functional medicine detox, can be a great thing to do because it's opening up liver detox pathways. A heavy metal detox is not an issue since it is not like a magnet. I just want people to know that. Like, it's okay to do if you have mercury amalgams because it's not a magnet. It's whatever's circulating around in the bloodstream, it's going to grab. It's not gonna pull it out of your teeth. It's not like that. Like, it's not that strong. This is natural. We're using natural-based things, no magnets. So I'm still okay with that too. And it just might have to be maybe twice a year if you have metals, in the body. And it doesn't necessarily mean it will lead to infertility. It doesn't mean that it will lead to autoimmune issues. So we have to kind of keep that in mind. It doesn't mean that anything's going to happen. The goal is you just keep your rain barrel as low as possible, and you keep doing healthy things for the body, like daily foundational protocol level 2 or 3, and you continue to just keep on keeping on, be healthy, sweating, supporting all the different pathways of the body. All right? Lisa's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. My 15-year-old daughter vomits at the beginning of her period. Our doctor says this is normal, but it doesn't feel very normal to me. I'm not sure if any of this is relevant, but she has allergies to dust and grass and has eczema. She had asthma as a small child and is always tired. She is having her tonsils and adenoids out next week after 14 years of issues with them, and she's never been able to breathe out of her right nostril. Lisa, okay. Thank you, Lisa, for writing in. Totally get it, understand. I was someone with dust and grass and mold and pollen and all those other allergies. And I too had my tonsils and adenoids removed. Was not good. I get it. I understand why you're having it done. So that is that. 15 years old, vomiting at the beginning of her period. Again, I'm not here to say who's right and who's wrong, but vomiting is never normal, right? Only time vomiting is ever normal is when you ate something you shouldn't have and your body knows that and throws it up. Like that's normal. That is good. Get that out of your system. It's not supposed to be there, right? So besides that, that's not normal. That means there is a hormonal imbalance, and we want to figure out what that is. So most likely, there's a dramatic imbalance in the ratio of estrogen to progesterone. That's most likely the issue. And we need to see what that is. Is it a sharp spike too quickly in estrogen? Is it a dramatic drop in both estrogen and progesterone? I'd find it hard to believe that progesterone's elevated in any way, shape, or form. But the only way you'd know is to actually run the stress, mood, and metabolism test. Or even if you wanted to, you don't want to run anything else, you could just run the estrogen and progesterone test. And you could literally just run that with a tube of saliva. Super simple. Once in the morning. That's all that it is. All those labs you can find at stevencabral.com/shop. And that'll just kind of take you over to the labs page. You can just link over to labs. But you can also run this. Again, anytime I give you a recommendation, you can always run it with a local integrative health practitioner, level 2, or non-local, virtual, or a local naturopathic doctor that specializes in hormones. But for sure, that's not normal. And if it only happens at the very beginning of her period, assume that it is hormonal until proven otherwise. All right? Carrie Ann's up next. Hi. Firstly, I want to say I love your podcast. They're totally changing my life. Thanks, Carrie Ann. I've just started to change my normal fasting routine from 16-8 or 1 meal a day to your 12 to 14 hour one, and I'm loving it so much more. I'm in the UK. Is it possible to get a copy of your book? The website does not give me an option to put my UK address in. I would also love to know more about becoming an IHP. Happy to help Carrie Ann, and just remember, we'll help you the same day. meaning like these two questions, although I love the feedback, so thank you so much, you can literally get the question the same day. So you can get it two ways. Email support@equi.life, EQUI.LIFE, or ask it at cabralsupportgroup.com. Either way, again, like we'll get back to you. And so how can I help you here? Well, that's literally the way. So you can get the book at stephencabral.com/shop. That'll send you over to Equilife. We'll ship it over to the UK. You might be able to get it on Amazon UK. So there's that part. And then about becoming an IHP, and I like literally can't even talk about it right now because I'm just getting back like from the IHP live event. It was emotionally overwhelming. Like it was mind blown, off the charts, best thing I've ever done in my entire life. Amazing. Like that's how insane it was. And I can't even chat about it right now. I'm hoping like after another week of decompressing and just 72 hours of just heartwarming story after story after story, it was just unbelievable. But I digress. So integrativehealthpractitioner.org. There's never any pressure. We only allow 100 new students per month. And our goal is to put a health coach in every home. Legitimately, that is our goal. We need you to learn how to heal yourself and then go on to heal others as well as a certified integrative health practitioner or certified IHP health coach. That's our goal. integrativehealthpractitioner.org. It's open to anybody. And just be passionate about health. That's really it. So integrativehealthpractitioner.org. And download a brochure and then set up a complimentary call. There's never any obligation. You know that I'm not a hard salesperson. If it's the right fit, it's the right fit. If it's not, like that's totally fine. And that's that. Again, I'll tell you right now, it's the most amazing community in the world. It's completely insane, like insanely amazing. I have no words to describe how last weekend went. So that's that. All right. It says Jeremar is up next. I've recently discovered your podcast and I've been listening to it on a regular now. My question is, I'm interested in the Mediterranean diet, but I'm unsure of foods and portion sizes and if there's a percentage of intake of each food group. I also work night shifts, which throws me off on eating times. Could you do a show on these topics? Thanks for your help and for your shows. Jeremar, I'm happy to help. This is another great one to leave at cabralsupportgroup.com. I've done many shows on the Mediterranean diet. I've done one called The Foundation of All Diets, My Mediterranean Diet, Nordic Diet, so many shows on the Mediterranean diet, so many shows. So I have all of that answered for you. I also have a show on what to do if you work the night shift. So all of those, if you can't find them, basically you just go to stephencabral.com/podcasts. There's a search box and you just type in something like night shift. That's all. And you'll see the shows that people have asked about working the night shift and how to eat normally for it and sleep normally for it, all that. I would definitely recommend reading The Rain Barrel Effect if you haven't. If you're in the US, it's just free plus shipping. And that's, again, at stephencabral.com. All the podcasts are free, literally, so you can get that. And then I give you all the different portions, a couple cups of berries a day and some fish and all. I give you all of that. So yeah, it's literally all free. And so that's why I would just get it either from the book, you just pay shipping, or the podcast, which is literally free, and you just pop in your wired headphones and you're good to go. All right. Thanks everybody for writing in today. I appreciate you. And I really do. Thank you for all the reviews, all the subscribes to the show, the downloads, the shares. And again, I can't wait to do a download and share more about IHP Live. It was just so incredible. And I hope that I get to meet more of you next year, because the goal is bigger and better, bringing more and more people into the community and being able to share more. And again, put that health coach in every home. That's the goal. So thank you so much. Hope you had an amazing weekend. I'm going to be back tomorrow with our Mindset and Motivation Monday, the best way to start the week. Couldn't thank you enough for all of your support of the show and our global health community. Our message really does mean the world to us, our team, our IHPs, and I know all of you as well. So again, thank you so much for your support of this show. What I wanted to share with you before you do go is that this week we are offering 15% off our Calming Magnesium drink. It is a crowd favorite, and that is because it helps with bowel regularity, but it also reduces a lot of that anxiety, nervousness you might be feeling, calms the nervous system, allows you to get a deep, rejuvenating night's sleep. It's very simple to use. You simply use 1 scoop of the delicious strawberry splash flavor in room temperature water or just some hot tea before bed. Mix it up 30 minutes or so before bed. Sip on it. It's a delicious, no sugar drink. You'll enjoy it and your body will as well. If you want to try it out, take 15% off while supplies last by heading on over to StephenCabral.com/shop.